How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the best trading channel on YouTube. My name is Gev. It's Saturday, July 25th, so let's talk capital. Alright, guys. So I wasn't able to make a video yesterday for our usual Friday market wrap up because I was pretty busy. Just didn't have the time. Also, was waiting for gold chart to update the weekly close, and we're going to talk about that right now. For some reason, it's not showing the correct number. But a couple important things to get to, including the silver shortage that we have currently happening right now. We're going to discuss that. But before we do all that, let's talk about the weekly close on the S&P 500. We didn't quite get the weekly close that I was expecting. I was expecting us to close somewhere in this 2550 to 2300 range, which would put us sorry about that, which would put us directly on pace to get to the gap that we've been talking about at about 3340. But we got this basically a gravestone doji close. Now, we did close at the bottom of the channel, especially on the daily. Sorry, guys. Especially on the daily, it looks like we did find support for sure. However, it looks better on the daily than it does on the weekly. For the weekly, it looks like we want to do what we did with Bitcoin earlier this year when we put an up channel and then we broke it and kind of just trended sideways in a triangular formation before finally breaking out now. But I'm not a fan of the weekly close. I'm gonna be quite honest. I was expecting a better close than this, but again, the daily looks bullish. I mean, not bullish, but it doesn't look bad. Like, we're at support, so we should technically see a bounce. Now, if Monday or Sunday's candle pushes us back above this resistance, about 30 to 40, then we're gonna be ready for a push back up. But this weekly situation just doesn't look good, including with the situation going on in most stocks. I mean, Amazon weekly not closing so hot, especially not after the dark cloud cover from last week. Apple a little bit more bullish. I mean, it did bounce off the moving average and closed the body above that. Netflix again, dark cloud cover with the continuation. Google, massive rejection at the top. Microsoft bouncing off the moving average. Tesla's kind of just ranging. Nvidia again bouncing off the moving average. PayPal just ranging here, and Disney still under the God, I can't get my throat clear today. Disney still ranging around the 200 moving average. Okay. Now going into gold. So this gold close for the week is not correct, and it still has an update. So yesterday's it was at 1910, which is even more incorrect. It closed at 1901 and some change. So basically closed at that level, which any way you break this down is extremely bullish. We broke above the 1900 level for the first time in over 9 years. This is the first time in over 9 years we've been here. We basically came within $20 of setting a new all-time high, which is incredible. So gold is basically primed for a move up to 2000 and beyond. Now the big question is, like we discussed, where do we get a buy in here? So hopefully we can get a retracement to somewhere in this area, the low 18s, probably high 17s. But at the moment, it just doesn't look like it's going to happen, especially now with a lightsaber candle like this for a weekly close. We're getting close to the monthly, and the monthly, I mean, look, let me put it to you guys this way. If the monthly candle closes above 1828, which is going to happen in the next 6 days, okay, so if in the next 6 days gold is above 1828, gold's ready for a heroic run to the top side. Okay, basically the level here is 1828. If we can get a monthly close above that, well, just hold on to your pants, guys. We're going to go nuclear on this guy. Okay, now, that silver shortage we're talking about. So I recently tried to purchase silver bullion bars and silver coins on what's that website? jmbullion.com. That's the website I use to buy precious metals for investing. Okay, that's to hold. Now trading is different than investing. So when I go to buy precious metals to hold, I buy from jmbullion.com. It's not an advertisement. I'm just telling you guys the best website to buy it from in America. I don't know what's going on in the rest of the world, but in America, that's the best website to buy it from. Now, the situation is on JM Bullion, they're sold out of all silver products. Okay, so there's obviously an upcoming shortage in silver happening. Now, you can obviously still buy it on some of the other websites like APMEX. However, the fact that the number one website is sold out of silver entirely means that people are extremely, for lack of a better word, people are extremely horny for silver. They're trying to get their hands on it basically at any cost, and that's a very bullish sign for silver. Now, just looking at the chart and forgetting that, we have a monthly and weekly structure here. Basically, your structure is this. So this has been our bottoming formation for silver for the past 7 years. So silver has been in a bottoming formation for 7 years now. Okay, now I want you guys to realize on a monthly chart, again, we're 6 days away from closing above this $21 level, and on a weekly chart, we already closed above the level. Okay, so now any retracement to about 21 or even a dip under needs to be bought on silver. Okay, this is why there's a silver shortage. Silver's getting ready to come and take out $50 and move to $100 like we've previously talked about in our videos. This is an amazing bottoming formation. This is a fry pan bottom. When you get an extended formation of a bottom like this, you get a fry pan bottom. Okay, and what this means is this market is soon to be impervious to bad news. That means silver is going to move up at an extremely high rate, and it's going to disregard all bad news that comes from it. Okay, like it's literally not going to give a shit about any retracements. I mean, it's pretty obvious the next level right here is about $26. So either we're going to one shot to 26 and then come back and do a little retracement here, something like this, and do this before we ultimately break out, or we're going to come back down to about 21.19, set it as full support here, and then ricochet off of it. Okay, either way, silver's getting ready for a massive move to the upside, and it's going for our $100 target in the next 3 years, as we've discussed before. Okay, and lastly, let's move on to our favorite, Bitcoin. Bitcoin on the hourly candle is breaking out of this formation that it had been in since 2007. This downtrend has been holding the market down. We're basically breaking above it as we speak right now, and we got 2 candle closes above this trend line for the first time ever. Okay, ever. Well, this was the only other time, but immediate rejection. Now, if this current daily candle in the next 4 hours can manage to close like this, well, then this is done, ladies and gentlemen. Bitcoin's about to run to 10K, do a quick retracement to maybe 9,500, and from there on out, we're done. Okay, so Bitcoin in the next couple days is going to make a massive move. Now, if we go to the weekly chart, we're about a day and 5 hours away. If this weekly candle closes like this or any higher, okay, so if we can manage to close above 96.50 or any higher than that, okay, 96.50 or any higher, it would be the first time in the past 3 years that Bitcoin has managed to close a daily candle above all resistance. Okay, this is probably the most bullish situation about to happen in Bitcoin in a very, very long time, guys. I don't want you guys to miss this play. I definitely want everyone to be in this. This is why we beat to death this trend line, this gray trend line. Remember, guys, about 8 or 9 videos ago, I talked about how we put this orange trend line down just because that's the end all be all. And like we talked about, these are Japanese candlesticks, and there's this stupid little term we use. It's called Japanese precision, and that's basically when you take a precise trend line from wick to wick to wick, right? The reason I don't like that is because on these longer term trend lines, the bodies of these candles are way more powerful than the wicks. So when we take it from the bodies, you can basically see how this has worked out perfectly for us. Because if we go back on a daily chart, if you're playing this yellow trend line, the wick trend line, you're basically going to get higher entries. Whereas if you've been playing this bottom trend line like I had been, and if you have been watching my videos, I hope you have been too, you would have got low $9,000 entries and some $800, $900 entries, right? So this is why we played this trend line, right? But we're about to take out the end all be all, and if we do this on the weekly, and more importantly, if we can take this out on the monthly, my God, guys, we're gonna run to 20K so quick and in such a disgusting manner that everyone's gonna be very shocked and surprised as to what just happened, right? So with that being said, thank you so much for supporting the channel. Thank you for watching. Please leave a comment. Let me know what you think. Okay, hit that subscribe button if you haven't. And I hope you guys all have a great weekend, and I'll see you on Monday.